dear friends. How are you? I welcome you here on my training channel. My name is Abdul Khalik. All of us want to develop, all of us want to prosper, all of us want to become something, all of us want to reach somewhere, all of us want to achieve something. And that is obviously that is the purpose of life, that is life. So dear friends and fellows, overwhelming majority of us, they fail to do that, they fail to achieve, they fail to reach, they fail to become whatever they wanted to. Rather, there is only very small amount of progress or achievement, but they succeed in accumulating. So that is not a good situation at all, because this become a source of a dissatisfaction in their life. They remain dissatisfied and they fail to achieve the self-esteem as well. Why? Because they are totally and absolutely dissatisfied with the results they have produced. So dear friends and fellows, why does this happen? How can we overcome it? That is the topic of our today's discussion, and we are going to talk further about it. There are certain attitudes and routines of we ourselves which are the biggest hurdle. It's not the external hurdle, rather the internal one. I think as for the external hurdles are concerned, maybe it is out of our control. But as for the internal, the things for which we ourselves are responsible, I think we need to identify and we need to get rid of all those things. These things are 15 in number. Let's listen and let's try to overcome it, my dear friends and fellows, because doing all that lies in our own hands. Let's look upon all that. First of all, it is living in the past. The people are seen living in the past. Why do they live in the past? They are of the view that the past was a very good one, or maybe because I have suffered so much of the pain or the trouble in the past, the trouble and the pain what we encountered in the past, or maybe the good time in the past. The two of these things are responsible. The past is the past. I think the only usage of the past is that let's learn certain important lessons out of our previous life, and once we have learned certain important things, then let it go and do not dwell on that at all. Do not dwell in the past. Do not live in the future. Live in the present. Live in today. Try to make it today as good as it is possible. Now the second thing is the fear of failure. Fear of failure. Everybody fails here in this life. Even the people who have achieved the biggest successes in the world today, they people too have failed, not just once, rather several times in their lifetime. Look upon all the biggest inventors. Look upon all those biggest personalities in the world today. They suffered setback. They suffered the failure, not just one, but many a times during the lifetime. So if at all, I think as long as we are learning from our failure, the failure is a stepping stone. It is not a failure actually. Our today's failure have a lot of contribution in our tomorrow's success. So don't be afraid of the failure at all. It does not mean that we should not prepare and we should intentionally fail. That is not what I am suggesting at all. Failure is not bad as long as we are learning from it, as long as we are using it as a stepping stone. So get rid of this fear of failure. Now the third is over planning or overthinking. Planning is good, planning is important, but my dear friends and fellows, that there are people who are seen planning before they start the implementation of it. They will change the plan, and then prior to the implementation of that, they will again change it. They will keep changing it. Changing the plan is not bad at all, but if at all we are not practicing it, if at all we are not putting it into practice, I think every plan, no matter how great this plan is, I think it is going to be a useless one. And if at all we are seen changing our plan without putting into practice, our plan is not going to be a really realistic one. It is not based at all on the good experience. So how come there will be a success? Mere planning, just keep planning. I think it will not serve the purpose at all. So the fourth item is avoiding responsibility. We need to take the responsibility. If at all anything bad was done by me, I think I need to take the responsibility first. And not only this thing, what is my responsibility is my responsibility. I have no right at all. Nobody is going to accept it. If at all I am seen shifting the responsibility on the shoulders of any other person, never avoid the responsibility. Always take the responsibility in a bold manner. Now, the fifth is neglecting self care. Look, dear friends, we do have certain amount of money, we do have certain belonging. All of that is a good one. Nothing is bad, but my dear friends and fellows, the most important asset we do have it is we ourselves. Even for those people who are the billionaires, even for those people who are having the biggest businesses in the world today, even those people who are having the biggest offices, the most important places in the world today, even they people, for they themselves, the biggest ever asset is we ourselves. If at all this be the case, we need to take care of ourselves. We cannot outsource it at all. Nobody is responsible for taking care of ourselves. Rather, we ourselves are responsible for taking care of ourselves. There are four very basic things as for the self-care is concerned. We need to complete our sleep cycle, 7 to 8 hours of a sound sleep on a daily basis. We need to eat what is good for the health and not what can make us happy momentarily. Rather, we need to eat whatever is good for our health. We need to do a bit of exercise on a daily basis, physical exercises, so that we could stay healthy. So, dear friends and fellows, we need to take care of ourselves, our physical health, our mental health, our emotional health. So that is taking care of ourselves. Now, the sixth is refusal to seek help. Sometimes we are stuck somewhere, unable to move forward, unable to solve our own problem. At this moment, we need to go to the people. We need to ask the people for the sake of help. Some of the people will be willing to help us. I think it should not be made an issue of our ego at all. We need to seek the help every time we need it, and we shouldn't be shy in seeking the help at all. Now, the seventh is ignoring their passion. Ignoring their passion. It is a powerful source of energy and motivation. Everybody has certain passions. Everybody has certain type of aptitude. We need to identify what type of specific talent I have been given and gifted with by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We need to identify it on the one hand, we need to polish it on the other hand, and of course we need to utilize it in such a good manner, in as good a manner as it is possible for us. So never ever ignore your passion. Whatever your passion is, always never neglect your passion at all. The passion, as I earlier said, is a powerful source of energy and motivation. Now, the eighth is lack of consistency. Lack of consistency. We need to stay consistent. We need to, if at all somebody does a good amount of certain thing, but then they stop doing it. Suppose that you go out for a walk for 1 week or for 1 month, then you are not doing it for other several months. It is going to be of no use at all. We need to do this good thing on a consistent basis. If at all somebody has started saying the salah, saying the prayer, saying worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that is a great source of spiritual energy. That is the type of meditation. We need to count any good thing. Could it be physical exercise? It could be any other. You are developing your own any skill. You are learning a new skill. So we need to do it on a consistent basis. So lack of consistency. Now, the ninth is accepting mediocrity. Accepting mediocrity. We should not accept the mediocrity. If at all I'm satisfied with my mediocrity, this actually means that I have no willingness to develop and to move forward. If at all I have accepted the mediocrity, I cannot excel at all. I cannot become an outstanding person at all. I cannot put forward, I cannot deliver anything which is outstanding at all, which is excellent at all. I think if at all I want to become an excellent person, any individual, whoever want to become an excellent person, should never accept the mediocrity. Now the 10th is procrastination. We should not be procrastination at all, doing the procrastination at all. Mean keep deferring the thing on the tomorrow, on the day after tomorrow, on the next week and the next month. I think that is totally and absolutely wrong. We need to do it something as soon as it is possible, not to delay it unnecessarily, because procrastination is one of the biggest causes why the so many of the people, why so many of the talented and the capable people fail during the lifetime because of the procrastination. Now the 11th is neglecting personal growth. Personal growth mean develop yourself as a person, develop your, keep learning new skill, keep trying to adopt new and new virtues in yourself. That is how we can do it, that is neglecting the personal growth. Never neglect the personal growth at all. Now the 12th is lack of self-belief. We should not be doubting ourselves at all. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given and gifted me with lots of talents and capabilities. I need to identify, I need to find out what kind of capability, what kind of talent I have been given and gifted with by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So then I need to polish it. I need to learn new and new skills. That is, never neglect the personal growth. And now the 12th, the the lack of self belief. Believe in yourself, believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is the self confidence. Without the self confidence, you will not be able to perform better, you will not be able to endure during the difficult circumstances. Now the 13th is resistance to change. Change is inevitable. Change is unavoidable. The only thing which is permanent here in this world, that thing is called change. If at all the change is so much important, why to resist it? Why not to accept it? I think accepting the change is very, very important. If at all there will be certain new challenges in the changed circumstances, but if at all there are new challenges, then at the same time there will be definitely new opportunities as well. We need to find the new opportunities. Now the 14th is negative self-talk. Self-talk, it is very, very important, whether positive or negative. There are people, overwhelming majority of the people, because of the ignorance, because of certain other reasons, they are seen talking to themselves in a negative manner. I think we talk more than any other person. We talk with ourselves so often, so frequently, so much that it is more than our communication with any other individual. So in that context, plus it is the self talk which is more important, because the self talk rightly enter into our conscious and into our subconscious mind. If at all we are seen talking negatively with ourselves, it actually means that we have become our own worst enemy. We don't need to become our own worst enemy at all. Rather, we need to become our own best friend. And the only thing which is possible is that have a positive self-talk. Now the 15th and the last is giving up easily. You are unable to continue. Winners never quit. Winners never quit, and the quitters never win. It is like the people who see the grass is greener on the other side. They stop working where they are working. They think that the grass is greener over there. Then they will go there. After some of the time, they will find out that the grass is not greener even there as well. So I think the quitting so frequently, although it does not mean that we have no right to change, we have every right to change. But dear friends and fellows, I think that changing so frequently, quitting so frequently, that is not something good at all. So these are the 15 attitudes, the 15 behaviors of we ourselves, which are the responsible for our mediocrity, which does not allow us to develop, to prosper, and to move forward. That's all from me at the moment. Thank you very much.